All right, understanding the end of a probate process, there's going to be what's called a final accounting, petition for distribution, petition for discharge. So just to kind of briefly explain that process, at the end of the probate, so this is going to be usually several months, if not longer, into the process, the personal representative, the executor, the person who's kind of in charge of doing everything, they have found all of the assets, right? So they've located any money that was in a bank account, they found any real estate that the owner might have had, the person who passed away they might have had, and most likely they've liquidated those things. So now that money is in a restricted account, it's sitting there. Maybe the property, maybe it was a piece of real estate, it's been sold and the proceeds have come into the probate, so that money's sitting in that restricted account. And so now we're going to finalize it and we're going to make that distribution, right? Who's the next, who was listed in the very beginning as a beneficiary, as an heir, who's going to get something out of it. Now what the personal representative has to do is they have to do a final accounting. And that final accounting is going to show all of the money that came in, all the money came out. Really simple, right? So if there was $100,000 in a Bank of America account, they're going to show that $100,000 came in. If from part of the probate they were paying expenses, maybe there was a mortgage that was due, and so the personal representative was spending money to make sure the mortgage was current, they were paying for expenses associated with the property, they're going to put that on the final accounting. All the interested parties, so whoever is a potential beneficiary in the case, they're going to need to get a copy of the accounting. Most likely they're going to need to sign that they received a copy of the accounting. You know, they don't have to say they agreed with it, but they got to say that they received a copy of it. They were served notice with it, or they are going to sign some sort of consent saying that they are in agreement with it. Once that accounting has been done, then you're going to file the petition for distribution. Probably be done around the same time that you file the final accounting. And that's the document that's going to say who gets what. So that's probably going to be part of the attorney. The attorney's going to say what his or her fees are. They're going to ask to get paid. The personal representative, so the person who was in charge of doing everything, they're going to ask for their fees. And both the attorney's fees and the personal representative's fees, those are, depending on your state, they might be statutory. So sometimes it's a percentage of the total value of the estate. And then again, whatever's left, if there were expenses, so maybe someone paid for the funeral, maybe there were bills that got paid, so they're going to get reimbursed for their costs. And then again, whatever's left, whatever's that pot of money, let's say there's $100,000 left and there's two beneficiaries, then it's going to say, you know, typically 50,000 to one, 50,000 to the other. So that's what happens once all the money has been passed out. Those people will sign receipts, and then the judge will sign an order of discharge, essentially discharging the personal representative from their responsibilities, and then close out the probate. So that's, that can happen quickly, sometimes a little bit longer, but that's the general overview kind of process of a final accounting, and then closing out the probate with a petition for distribution and a petition for discharge.